Hello everyone, in this video I would like to show you a project in which I have built a mobile application using React as front end and FastAPI as a backend. So before looking into the application, I would like to show you the backend and the code of the backend. So here is the backend which is built using FastAPI and it is up and running right now. We have to make sure that the server is running in order to have a functional front end. Backend is built using Python and FastAPI, which is very famous backend framework for the APIs. As you can see, there is a expense app created as a backend with the functionality. So we have to make sure that the server is running. Instead of going into the coding of the backend, I will focus on the front end first. So let's go to the front end and explore the application. Application is up and running right now. As you can see on the left side of the screen, I have used Expo to render the application in a iOS simulator. There is a test user already created for the app, but instead of going and looking into that user, we will create a new user and then we will export the test user already created. Okay, let's go to the sign up page. If I will click on the sign up button, it will show me a list of errors which are being rendered using the validator defined in the application, which are available under the utility folder of the app. So we have to clear these errors one by one. So let's write a name CS1. I will write the same here and same as password and same confirm password. So most of the issues identified earlier upon clicking sign up button should be resolved now. But you can see that it is showing that I have to provide a valid email address, which is here. So I will just write cs1gmail.com. There is a message on a custom model. This alert message is based on custom alert model, which is created as a component in the application. We can see here. So let's close this. So now we are on the login screen. So we will just log into the user which is just created. So login user is, now we are in the login user, and as you can see there are 4 screens available: add screen, record screen, statistics screen, and the settings screens. All of these are empty right now. So instead of looking into this new user, we will go and explore the test users. Let's log out from this user and log in to the test user, so which is test1. Username and passwords are already provided in the readme file. So we are in the test1 user. As you can see, same 4 screens are appearing, which are also shown here. Add tab transaction screen, which is this, record screen, which is this one, statistics screen, which is this, and settings screen, which is here. So modularity is being ensured throughout the application by bifurcating screens, component, and utilities with each other. Now we can add a transaction, sample transaction. Just give this name CS sample. Here we can toggle between expense or income. So if I want to add an expense, I will keep it as an expense. But if I want to add an income, I will change it to the income by clicking on it. So let's focus and let's keep it as expense. But before adding a transaction in the database, let me select the save button. So you can see that there is an error being sent by the backend right now. This is not the front end implementation of the error. It is actually coming from the backend. So if I will give value here, and I will delete this description and click on the save button, it will again show error, or I will select the date also. So it will again show error, description is required. So if I will add description, C is sample, and omit the value, it will now show me the error that amount should not be 0. These description and value error are being sent from the back end to the front end, are being rendered by a alert message component, which is here. So this alert message component is not only handling the errors or the notification from the application, but it is configured in a way that it should handle the backend errors as well. One more thing which I would like to highlight before adding a transaction, that all the interactions between backend and front end is being tackled via HTTP commands, which are provided here in a separate files under utility. So let's add a transaction. So let's say we will give a value of 13, and I have selected today's date. We can select any date from the calendar. We can go back, go to the front, but let's focus on the current date and save. So it will pop up a message that CS sample successfully added for the value of -13 as an expense. Let's do another transaction, CS cleaning, or I will just write cleaning, and I will give a value of 18, and let's add it. So cleaning successfully added for the value of 18 as expense. Okay, so now our transaction is added in the database. We can go to the records and see what is showing there. So all the transactions entered in the database are being shown here. We can search the transaction which is just entered, cleaning for example. So it will show us that the cleaning is there with the date and the amount. So once we will clear the search, it will fetch the data from the backend and show it here. We can also delete the transaction. For example, if I want to delete this transaction from the database, I will swap this tab to the left and it will show me a button to delete it. So I will click this and it will pop up with a message, test transaction is successfully deleted. So now our transaction is deleted, not only from the front end but also from the back end as well, and our list will be filtered out now. Now we are on the third tab of the application, which is related to the statistics of the transaction incurred so far. The top screen is showing the expenses and the income accumulatively incurred so far in the application, and the middle screen is showing a line chart for the expense transaction incurred over the period of last 1 week. The current day is being shown as the latest day in a line chart, and it then goes to the last day in a week. So for example, if we will open this application tomorrow, it will show Monday here, and then it will go all the way here like this. So the Tuesday will replace Monday here. There is no such responsive functionality implemented in this screen because it is just showing us the statistics for the transaction incurred or fetched from the database. Now we are on the last screen of the application, which is related to the settings. Most of the buttons here are inactive. I have given a heading for that, but however there is a one active button here which is logout. Once we will click on this logout button, we will went out from the application completely. Such login and logout functionality is being controlled via context, which is defined here, login context. This login context serves two purposes. One, set the token fetched from the backend, and another functionality is to authenticate the user and let him log in into the application. I will again log in. So now we are authenticated from the backend and we can navigate between the tabs. This is all for the application developed using React for front-end rendering and Python/FastAPI for the backend. I hope you liked my application.